Hi everybody, here's Patrick Schappert from the company GROBI, and I'm here in Belgium in the Galaxy Studios, and next to me is Wilfried van Baalen.
Hello Patrick.
Hi, you are the founder, owner and I think the constructor from this big studio complex, and we are here especially in a studio hall where you have some very special world records while the construction, and maybe you can tell us, to our visitors, what's so special here in this room and on the Galaxy Studios.
Yeah, we are staying here in the most, let's say, silent recording area we have on the planet. The background noise is already 14 dB, and if you're standing here there's no noise at all, even when the air goes on. And let's say the resonance frequency from this hall is about 3 Hertz, and knowing that this whole construction from this hall weighs 1,500 tons standing on springs. Yeah? And to have that isolation as well, and to having at the same daylight and connection, visual connection with the control rooms, the thickest glass panels are produced for that. Yeah, one glass panel has a weight from like a car. It's 11 centimeters glass, and the weight is like 1,100 kilograms. And this makes it very, very special. Yeah? And we do here scoring, so we do a lot of musical recordings here. Now, like this week, we finished here just a new soundtrack for a French film. And yeah, so that's about 25 times a year we have like a full week orchestral recording in this hall. And
this sounds very interesting. I saw this year, it's the first time that an original score here in my hand. This is from this French movie, which was done here in the last few days, no?
Yes,
with a lot of people. And you have also something in your hand. It's a little bit smaller, but more heavier. Yeah. And you are very proud on it. This is a very special prize.
Yes, I'm very proud of this prize, because this is a prize we got a special award in Japan. Yeah? In Japan, there's like every year one big event about awards for consumer market, yeah? Especially products and things like that. And we got a special award and for the format Auro3D as the most immersive sound format. And I'm very proud of that, especially because Japan is a leading country about audiovisual products. And so let's say if you see the innovation about video technology, innovation in sound technology, they're really always like upfront on that one. So having from that market this award is something very special as well.
Yeah, you have hard competitors, I think, huh?
There is competition, yeah, but that's good. That's always good, yeah.
Fantastic. You sent me one picture with a Japanese guy on there, and he has a very special history, I think. He's working since 3 years now together with you. Maybe you can tell us, our visitors, what is so special in his person, what's about the background of him.
It's about Kimio Hamasaki you're telling now. Kimio is, he is first of all an amazing friend of me as well, but Kimio is probably one of the most advanced people about knowledge of audio in general. Yeah? He invented the 22.2 system. 22.2 system, which is known from the NHK format. That was in fact the first, let's say, true three-dimensional standard in the world already. He achieved this IEC standard already very soon. Yeah? Now, we came together with this idea to the market. I remember he called me in 2006, beginning 2006, because he was going to do a workshop at the Audio Engineering Society convention in Paris. And he heard about my research with three-dimensional sound. So I came with the Auro 9.1 and Auro 10.1 format, and he came there with the 22.2 format. Yeah? And he was very, let's say, very surprised about the immersive sound I would get so efficient. And he started to get more and more in love with this idea, with this concept, and saw it as a very practical solution as well. So we are working very close together, and we have conceptually are coming from the same, let's say, the same background, because he's an audio engineer as well, and he knows exactly what in the workflow happens. That's, I think, the main difference from our format with other competitors. We did really start from, let's say, the experience and try to see how we can create technology to bring that experience to the consumer as efficient as possible, but with that quality. Competitors start very often from the technology to see what they can start from technology and bring in experience. So I think what we see as well, let's say that's the reason why when we compare it with other ones, we are the ones who get such prizes.
Yes, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Yes, of course, most of our customers are using 9.1, some of them are 10, but the maximum would be 13 3.2, I would say. And that's the first time that we have now an AV receiver available, and that's one of the second reasons why we are here, because Roland Krüger is coming with us from Sound United, and he will explain us the new flagship model, the what was it called? AVC-X8500H.
Yeah,
So that's it. Yes, that's it. And we will show it the first time here. So for all the people which are likes to make it so professional as possible when you compare it to the cinemas, they can have for the future the 13 channels also in his own cinema. And we will demonstrate it. And you see it now, not the first, the second time, no?
That's right. That's right. Now, I think, let's say, that's a very special machine. And from the consumer market as well, if you see price quality here, that's the best product in the market.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would say yes. Let's have a look in the next room where we show it. Wilfried, we are now here in your Auro3D. The Auro3D is a really huge, fantastic cinema with a lot of technique, and in open words, give me the key, and I will leave you not in the next few days, because I hope you have a lot of content here also.
Yeah,
we will speak later about the content. But this is the room where you have made a lot of the development, and you have a lot of experience here, and you can demonstrate your Auro3D system in the best possible way, I think.
That's right, yeah. So Auro3D, we have a few sites from Auro3D. It was developed as well as a music format at the same time as a film format, yeah. And let's say this is the place where we have, let's say, where we did a lot of tests and trying to see what is the maximum you can get out to make sound in movies as most natural as possible. And we did so much research, and we have our 3 layers, as well as the screen sound, because I think that's one of the major differences of USPs from our format against the other ones. We have a vertical stereo field on screen. So with that vertical stereo field, we can create really the best film sound coming from the screen. You know that about in a film, 70–80% from the sound energy is coming from the front. Yeah. So, and you can do so much more from a creative point of view, from sound, to, let's say from depth, more place for the dialogue. There are all kind of things that you can do in this format, which is the same in our Auro3D formats, Auro 9.1, Auro 10, 11, 13. Let's say these are all compatible formats, even up till Auro Max. This is all done here in this room.
Yeah, I see that there is a 6th lamp is on. This
Yes.
6th lamp shows me the center height.
Height center, yeah.
And height center is one of my keywords for the new Denon machine we will demonstrate later on. Here in the auditorium you are explaining or you're demonstrating the loudspeaker layout with the number 6 and 7 loudspeaker on the back. That means this is a typical 7.1 system, and this is also now supported with a new Denon machine. What is for you the reason to use this with the 7? Where is the benefit for the user when he's using this together with the Aromatic? Because the Aromatic is supporting then now this. This is new.
That's new, yeah. So in fact, if people have installed the 7.1 basic, so in total Auro 13.1, so you have 7.1 on the bottom, 5 up, and the Voice of God, yeah. So, but even if you don't have the Voice of God, you have as well 7.1 and just 4 up. Then you have Auro 11.1, but with 2 layers instead of 3 layers. That's all possible. That's all supported by this, let's say, this new machine that they have, yeah. And then it is, let's say, we have it's not depending on the content. Even if the content is Auro 11.1, the machine creates an Auro 13.1 with Aromatic. So people have always the advantage of that investment if they have it, because Aromatic creates it in a very natural way, these extra channels. And if the film is mixed, basically, a lot of movies now are getting mixed in 7.1, then you can hear the original 7.1 layer like it is, and how the Auro 13.1 is mixed like that. So this machine gives now all options, which is in fact for film a fantastic format. In music it's different. In music my preferred format is still Auro 9.1. Because in music we don't, the Voice of God is not really adding something. And as well the height center and the 7.1 is sometimes creating more issues than something else. In music I'm really a big lover because of its efficiency to keep it in Auro 9.1. But this machine gives it all.
Fantastic. You spoke about the film industry. Here in this studio, you are really mixing international Hollywood movies. Maybe you can tell us some titles?
Oh, the most recent ones we did here was like Spider-Man Homecoming, Blade Runner, Jumanji. So these are top movies, worldwide known. And we get trust from the Hollywood industry, let's say, that we do here the mixings for the international versions.
Fine. So now we have on the left side from me and on the right side from you the Roland Krüger. Hello. Roland is the first time here in the studio, and you are working for who and for what?
So I'm working for Sound United, and I'm now here for Denon, and we will take a look at the AVC-X8500H a bit later.
Yes.
And yeah, it's really an amazing cinema. So I really need the key too. Sorry, you must share the key.
Let's make party. So when you see here this, the point that we are using here, we are using here the 7.1 channel. This was one of your key projects in the last, what do you say, 1 year, 2 years, that you get the maximum benefit, the maximum potential of the system in your machines. And the first machine is now, from the middle of February here in Europe, available.
Yeah, that's right. So we are really happy to now present the full Auro3D layout with 13.1 channels. And this gives, of course, the customer now the real full experience of everything. And as Wilfried explained, so the surround back and especially also the center height are adding valuable information, especially for the Auromatic system.
Yeah, and you need to improve also the easy way with the measurement. That means Odyssey and all the things is also very easy to use, and it is very helpful for the not professional customer that you get the best sound experience. No?
Yeah. So as customers are used to do with their 11.1 machines now, so they can also use it with the 13.1 machine. So we have the same Odyssey system in there, but it's now working for all the 13.1 speakers, which we have in the amplifier.
Okay, I would say we go now next to the room where we have the new machine there, and we will explain the features of this machine. We will take a look of the handling on the setup menu and so on, so you get a lot of information about it. It is really dangerous to take a look inside because it can have nice reactions on you that go to us or come to us or go to a dealer near of you where you can see and you can hear the experience of the 3D sound of Auro3D. So we promised you that we will present this nice product from Roland, and Roland likes to show us this product first time together with me in English.
Yeah, it's the first time in English, very unusual for me too.
Yeah, me too, but we try.
Yeah, so it's the AVC-X8500H, so AVC, AV controller, X experience, 8500H stands for HEARS. So
the first secret we have solved.
Yeah.
We have announced the background. Yeah.
So yeah, of course. So because there's also an AVR X8500H.
Yep.
So but this is only available in the United States.
Yes.
So and it includes an FM tuner, which
yes.
is not built in this model. Anyhow, we have a lot news with this model. So it's our new flagship model, and it reminds us a bit on the flagship models we had before, like the AVC A1 HD. So also the design-wise, because it has, for example, a 3-part construction, meaning it consists of a very heavy top cover.
Really heavy, no? It's around about 2.7 kilogram.
Yeah.
Roundabout.
Roundabout.
Yeah, I feel every kilogram when I take it here on the table, and that means if you are one of your potential new customer and user of this one, you take a look, please, that you are. What is it called? Yeah, your case or whatever you have there that is strong enough, because it's really much stronger and much heavier.
Yeah, that's true.
And it has from the size a little bit more.
Right, the depth is a bit more than a usual AVR, so it's nearly
like the old ones.
It's nearly quadratic, you can say, because it's cubic. Sorry,
cubic.
It's nearly the same depth than width.
Yes.
So it's about 44 centimeters.
Yes.
Meaning it is also like the old AVC A1 HD, for example. Yes, and we have the heavy side panels in here, but we also have construction changes on the front, which we can see here, which is the heavy trapdoor.
Yeah, there's nothing with plastic or something like that.
This is
really strong
thick,
metal.
Really strong metal, which is really thick, like the AVCs. And here we have new knobs in here, and we have the cursor ring.
Yes,
is also newly designed. So
feels good.
Yeah, feels good, and yeah, this is of course something like our new reference design. If you
it's your flagship model, huh?
Yeah, it's our flagship model. Yeah, and we will learn for the other models in the future too, of course, from the flagship model.
Okay, the flagship model, is it because we have a lot of channels here for all the fans of 3D sound systems? That means we will have Dolby ATMOS, DTS-X, and we will have Auro3D, and especially Dolby ATMOS and Auro3D, we will have the first time with a support of 13.1 channels maximum, because we have 13 amplifiers inside.
Yeah.
13. No? Oh, okay. But we will start with this part here. So please explain me what is the meaning of this one, because I think this is new.
Yeah, this is new, right? This is the digital board, meaning so here's all the HDMI processing and the DSP processing in there, and these new things are the two new DSPs. So these are the Griffin Light DSPs. So it's the first product where the Griffin Light DSPs are used.
Okay.
So very powerful dual core floating point DSPs. Everything is in 32 bits.
Yes.
So meaning we have our DTS-C HD construction, which is a Denon discrete surround circuit construction, where the whole signal processing takes place in 32 bits.
Yes.
So meaning you have these 32 bits DSPs, and you have 8 32 bits DA converters, which are stereo DA converters, 8 times 2, 16. So we have 13.2 channels, meaning 15 channels, so fits.
So it's a lot of power for calculations.
Right. So these two guys, of course, we are using these two guys because we need these for decoding the 13 channels, and not only for decoding. One is for decoding, and the other is for post-processing, meaning the Odyssey part, which we already discussed. And we have, of course, the tone control and the alpha processing from Denon, so the AL32 processing from Denon. It's also in 32 bits, meaning all signals will be up-converted to 32 bits. Doesn't matter in which way they are enter the unit, so in which resolution they are entering the unit, it will be in 32 bits, so that the DA converter can then really convert these signals to the analog world.
What is the meaning of discrete? I see a lot of times that you explain it again, discrete processing. What is the meaning of this discrete? Is there something undiscrete available, or what is the meaning?
Yeah, of course, there are chips available. There's all in one. Meaning you don't have 8 DA converters. Sometimes you have an 8-channel chip, or you have a 16-channel chip, or whatever. And there are also DSPs with integrated DA converters available, which is one single chip and not everything discrete. So, and the advantage with the discrete thing is that you can, of course, tune every part of the whole signal chain.
So you can go more in detail, in improvement?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a typical, what is it called, style, or what is it going to say? It's a typical thing from Denon. Yeah,
it's a typical thing from Denon. So we started actually with it with the AVC-2800, which was in 1994. Yeah.
Okay. So. Good. This is what is it called? Is a main board?
Yeah, you can say this is
main board with all the connections of the HDMI.
With all the connections of the HDMI. Yeah.
So we have in a moment a worldwide discussion about HDMI 2.1. We know that HDMI 2.1, which was also on the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, one of the discussion topics, is in the moment not available. That means it needs maybe 1 or 2 years bis the first units are available. And I saw on your technical specifications there was a small sign which means it is
upgradable construction.
Upgradable construction. So it couldn't be that this can be changed maybe later on, that this main board, and we have then the new HDMI chipsets inside and so on. So this is something which is planned. Nothing more is not confirmed. It's planned. It is possible. We know this very well from the 7200.
Right.
This was working perfectly. Obviously, Maron's products was also perfectly.
And also with the older flagships, so we had a 3D hardware upgrade, for example.
Also, Denon is a company which has done what they have shown, and it was working well. Good. HDMI is there. Something more we have to discuss, which this one here again?
This is our network chipset, so this is the HEOS network solution, you can say. So the HEOS network solution is, of course, this is also new compared to our older flagships. So meaning you have the access to a lot of music streaming services.
Yes.
Depends, of course, on your country.
Yes.
Which are available, but we have Napster, so Spotify, of course.
Yes.
So you have Deezer, whatever. So for Germany, it's also Juke and so on. So a lot of music services which you can listen to, and it's you can access your internet radio. You can access your files on your NAS, so
yes.
network attached storage.
Yes.
And of course, HEOS is also a multi-room system, meaning you can listen with HEOS, with separate HEOS speakers, for example, or with other HEOS capable products, the same things at the same time in a group,
yes.
for example, or
yes.
different things on the different HEOS units.
Okay, but then now we go to the main focus of this product here. This is 3D sound. So everybody which has a 3D sound system at home knows the experience and knows what happened with you when you hear it in Auro or in Dolby ATMOS or in DTS-X. Especially we like very much the Auromatic. This is an upgrade, an upscale system here. And now we have the possibility to use it not only with 5 loudspeakers on the ground, we can use it now with 7 loudspeakers on the ground. And then we have 5 loudspeakers, 5 loudspeakers, 4 plus 1, and the second and the third level. And then we have a center height. This is another one. So we have the maximum of 13.1.
For Auro.
For Auro.
Yeah, right.
And now we have Dolby ATMOS. And Dolby ATMOS have what possibility?
Yeah, of course, Dolby ATMOS has a lot of possibilities, but there is also a 13.1 configuration,
yes.
but not with a center height and not with a top surround, like
yes.
with Auro3D.
Yes.
So meaning these two speakers are not defined in a
yes.
Dolby ATMOS layout. So, and therefore we made everything, so the speaker terminals, for example, we have 15 speaker terminals
yes.
on this unit.
Yes.
So in theory and also in practice, you can connect 15 speakers, meaning you can connect your complete Auro setup, plus 2
additional
top middle.
Yeah, top middle.
For example.
And that means I can switch really between 2 3D layouts which are originally installed in my room.
Right. This is done automatically, so
yes.
you don't have to.
Ah, it's automatically.
It's automatically.
Ah,
so
okay.
if you select Dolby Surround or if you select Dolby ATMOS, of course the top middles will be
yes.
used.
Yes.
And if you select Auro3D or
yes.
Auromatic,
yes.
so the height center
yes.
and the top surround are used. So this is completely automatic, depending on the sound mode, because there are no other possibilities.
So it's absolutely unique. Never before I saw this in machines like this. It is a really unique machine. It is really a professional machine because this is from the layouts which are supported, normally only available but when you are installed or when you're not installed, when you invest 10,000 bucks, 15,000 and much, much more. So we speak here about a product which is nearly under 4,000 euro. In Europe, it's 3,700 roundabout, include the VAT normally. So this is all there. That means when I get the product, it's in the beginning compatible with which formats, because it seems to be it's coming an upgrade a little bit later.
Yeah, it's in the beginning it's compatible to Dolby ATMOS 13.1.
Yes.
And it's compatible to DTS-X 11.1.
Yes.
So there's one remark to DTS-X,
yes.
one short remark, because the current reference codec from DTS is only
yes.
supporting 11.1 channels.
In the moment.
In the moment,
yes.
yeah. Of course, they are planning to extend this in the future.
Yes.
Also to 13.1, and if this extension is official, so if they improve the reference codec or extend the reference codec, of course we will
offer an upgrade.
Then offer an update
for free.
For free, which will come. Yeah, I don't know when it will come.
It's coming.
So it's coming.
It depends on when it's available and so on.
It will not be in 2018. This is what I can say.
Either later.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means we have in the moment in February 2018, when the product is coming, these 2 formats directly
right.
inside, and the third format, the Auro format, will be available.
Right. The Auro format will be available from May 2018.
Yes.
Via a firmware update, but also free of charge.
Yes.
So you don't have to
pay
buy,
149.
Right. You don't have to buy an Auro upgrade or
yes.
whatever. So and this is because of the new DSP. So the Auro codec, especially the 13.1 codec, needs to be developed.
Yeah, needs to be optimized, developed. Okay, right. Developed and optimized.
Optimized and developed for these Griffin Light.
Good. So when I have the 13 channels in my room, I need a lot of power because I can have small ones, I can have big ones and loudspeakers and so on. And this is the heart for my power.
And this is the heart for your power. This is the power transformer. Of course, you can use the 15 pre-outs, which are also available.
Of course, it's a really original, a good, high-quality pre-out system.
Right. So you can, it also has a preamplifier mode. So
Yeah.
you can use it solely as a preamplifier.
Yes.
Then these nice little part here would be really useless.
Nice to see.
Nice to see, yeah, right. So because these are the 13 power amplifiers, so you don't need any additional amplifier if you don't want to have these 13 channel system. So, and of course this is the heart of a power supply, meaning the power transformer. It's one of the biggest power transformers we ever had in an AV receiver of Denon, and.
Can you tell me something from the maximum, because we had the discussion here that people say, oh, 13 channels, that means maybe I have only 30, 40 watt on every channel. No, that's not the truth.
No, that's not.
You have a I would say, a theoretically thing, which is so theoretically that, but it says enough. So please tell me what it means.
Yeah, so it's okay. So it's under the condition that you have a 13 channel stereo mode.
Yeah.
Meaning you play all a signal. So really with full power.
Yes. On every 13, on every of the channels.
On every of the channels in the same phase.
Yes.
Which is a situation which will
never happen.
Never happen.
I don't know any kind of music and film.
Right. And you play it really with maximum output volume.
Yes.
And you play it really, so the signal is really 0 dBFS.
Yes.
So it's really full scale.
Yes.
And then the unit will, of course, consume. So the transformer then 2.8 kilowatts. So meaning
it's theoretically possible, in practice too, but we have not the source.
You have not the source. Meaning so the practical the meaning is that, of course, for peaks which are happening.
Yeah, of course.
There are peaks
Yes.
in every movie scene
Yes.
or whatever. It can deliver this kind of thing.
But we have not the peaks on every 13 channels in one time.
No, and it will not of course, the power, so it will not go very long, because there is a fuse in the unit which will prevent damage to all the other parts.
Yes.
So if you use this, of course, for longer than a specific time.
So we can say we have enough power on it.
Right. We have enough power on it, and although...
What is the meaning of your 900 watts?
Yeah, right. Although it's here, it's 900 watts, so you have to say this is a standardized thing. So, and the standardized thing says that you have to measure it also with all channels. So this is how it is measured with all channels in multi-channel stereo mode, but only at 1/8 of a maximum non-clipping power output.
Again, it's enough power on it.
Again, it's enough power on it.
Okay, so I hope that we can find in this dark area where a lot of speculations in the past was, that we find the light and that we can say the truth, what happened here. So it's enough in power we have. We can use really the 13 channels, and you have invest a lot of know-how inside, because when you take a look on it, the engineers, when you take a look, maybe you can explain in detail what it means here.
So yeah, of course, the engineers. So it was really a challenge to to develop this 13-channel amplifier
in this compact
housing.
Yeah.
And it's no Class D amplifier or whatever. It's a classical Class AB amplifier, power amplifier.
Yes.
So meaning of course, there was some know-how invested, so we have this additional copper plate in here.
Yes.
So where the transistors are on it, and
Yes.
we have, of course, the typical high-end Denon construction with
Yes.
single boards for
Yes.
every channel.
Yes.
So every channel has a single board. We have
Yes.
massive heat sinks.
Yes.
So 2 massive heat sinks.
Yes.
We have a lot of air in here,
Yes.
in this area,
Yes.
so for cooling also the power transformer.
Yes.
And we have 4 fans.
2 on both sides, no?
Two on both sides, right? Which are in a very high temperature situation.
Then it means when it's very hot, it's coming very hot for a short moment, it's go directly on.
It
starts directly.
Yeah, right. So,
but it's absolutely silent.
Absolutely.
We never heard this, fans. Never heard this.
Absolutely silent, of course. So also in our other products we wear fans, but never, of course, these 4.
Yes.
So, but nobody complain about this or hurt these fans. Actually.
Okay, let's speak about this standards like HDR, HDR10+, Dolby Vision, HLG. So this is a lot of discussion also in the public sometimes. Is it supported, is it not supported? We have some companies which are saying we will use this and this, but the main point is that this AV receiver has, he's between them, the source and the monitor or the projector. So it means it needs to support the standards. Also HDR10, no problem.
Yeah, HDR10 is of course
Dolby Vision, no problem.
It doesn't matter if Dolby Vision standard format or Dolby Vision low latency. No
Yeah,
problem.
low latency is something which is maybe known because the company Sony has with some televisions now an upgrade in the US, and that find out that it seems to be that they need on the source a special Dolby Vision support. It's maybe like PCM and bitstream. Normally I'm using bitstream by my source, but here in this point we need to use something like PCM because it has to do that maybe some chips are not in the television, so it needs to make the work in the source. Like Apple TV is offering now a beta, Oppo is discussing this, and then we need this low latency mode from Dolby Vision. Nobody knows it before, but you take a look in your white papers for the certification, you find out, yes, when we have a certification for Dolby Vision, it means automatically also for low latency. So in the future, when we have the first units, the source and my television and this one here, it needs to test and check, but we think that is working because in the test approvals it was inside. From the specifications. And then we have this HDR10+. This is, from my understanding, something which was done by Panasonic, by Samsung, maybe supported by Amazon and so on. And seems to be that there is maybe no source in the moment available, so it will be not supported really. It's something more for the internal use maybe.
Yeah, right. So it will be not supported yet by our...
And it's also not in the specification of the Blu-ray Association, no?
Not yet, no.
No, it's not there.
Not yet. So, so yeah, this board will not support, of course, the pass-through of such signals. But as we said, as we spoke about the upgradable construction, and
maybe Panasonic is offering a player which is supporting HDR10+, then it can be worked like, can be solved like you have two HDMI outputs. One HDMI output is for my audio, and the second HDMI output is for my picture. I can go directly to my television when he's supporting this. In the moment, I don't know any television which is supporting HDR10+ from an HDMI input.
But this of course leads us to a very, very important feature. Of course, this is the only feature of HDMI 2.1 which this unit has implemented.
Yeah.
Which is the eARC. So meaning.
Yeah, this is one thing you will support.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what we will support also with this board.
Yeah.
So meaning we will have a software upgrade, a software update of course,
free.
For free. Yeah, maybe in autumn or in autumn this year, so that you can use new televisions. There are no televisions which are out now, which support the eARC, so the enhanced audio return channel. So making it possible to transport also HD and 3D sound formats back from the television to the AVR via the same HDMI cable.
Yeah. Okay, next thing is questions which we heard a lot of times before. What's about the support of the original 3D formats with something like an up mixer? Also as an example, we know from DTS-X, sound formats, Also as an example, DTS-X, when I have a movie like with a DTS-X track, like Fast and Furious, I saw suddenly there was no other upmixers available. That means there were no Auro available as an example, Auromatic. So what is the solution? The solution was to change the output on your source, like in our studios we are using the Oppo players, from bitstream to PCM. Then after you switch or you change this, you will find out that then are the other upscalers available. And now we have the same situation with Dolby Atmos. The Dolby Atmos original audio track is not supported for Auromatic. It's the same way we need to change it to PCM. This is not an idea from Denon. This is really the idea of the manufacturers of the sound systems, and they have changed the licenses or whatever things, and now Denon needs to use this from my understanding, it is not so user-friendly, but it is a solution to change to PCM. So that's the way. We have no speculations why they did it. I know the reason, but I don't say. That means we have the possibility to use the Aromatic with every other 3D sound formats.
Yeah, of course, you have to say, of course, if you have a normal Dolby Digital or Dolby True HD soundtrack, so you can use the Aromatic.
Yes, it is only with the 3D sounds.
Yeah, and also for DTS, if you have a DTS or DTS HD soundtrack, so you can use Dolby Surround, for example, on DTS, but you can also use, of course, Auro3D. Right?
Okay, so we have found out this also. I think we have done the most questions. It's done. I say, let's make a cut.
Let's make a cut and go to the speaker configurations.
We go to the speaker. Alexa. Alexa. Who's the nine? Also, Alexa is our best friend for the future, maybe. Denon, HEOS is in discussion a little bit longer from that. There will be support, but it will come. And it will come better than the most people, I think, expected. But it needs to summer 2018, and then it is also the possibility to use Alexa with an amplifier like this one, and not only with the HEOS system.
Yeah, of course. So you have to you have to distinguish between the countries, because it's really for the countries. So it's very country specific.
US, UK is available.
US and UK will be available. Will be available. So, but this will be available maybe April, May timing.
Yes.
And Germany, for example, will be available a bit later.
Yes.
So it depends on the availability of a native skill we have from supported in the language. So maybe other countries will follow, but currently, so only these countries are supported. Of course, there's the United States, there's Canada, there's India, which will be supported in the future, and Australia, and so on. But
sounds well.
Yeah.
Also, it's only a question of time, but it will come. They are working hard on it.
Right.
Okay, we like to go to the setup menu and take a look inside what you do in the first moments when you start. It's nice to see. You have so many logos here, as I think now the plate is full. You have no more space for other logos. Maybe here a little bit.
Yeah, and
now next time we go in this direction. Okay, let's go. Okay, Roland, it's rolling. That sounds good. Yeah, please show me on the setup menu, which we have here in the moment in the 8500, which is not really complete, because what we are missing is the Auro logo, or the logo. But you can show me what happened when I have the 13.1 channel mode here, and what kind of configurations we have.
Right. So we have all the configurations in here, but the Auro, of course, is missing. So so I'm in the amp assign menu, meaning in the menu where you assign the power amps, the 13 power amps.
Yes.
And I set this assign mode to 13.1, so this is the maximum possible then here. And I can go down, and I have currently a 7.1 or 7.2 setup. This is a standard setup,
basic setup.
Typically basic setup on the ground floor.
Yes.
So you have 7 speakers in here together with the surround backslap.
Yes.
Okay, so what you can do now, of course, you can configure height speakers. So, let's go to the maximum. You can configure up to 8 height speakers, which does not mean that they all run simultaneously, because we only have 13. And meaning we have the auto switching option will be active in this setup, meaning it will switch between top middle speakers and the center height and top surround speaker in here for Auro, and the top middle will be for Atmos. So meaning I can connect all my speakers to the amplifier.
You can use the Auro one with the 5 one. That's right, no? That means with the 5, and then we have in the middle the Voice of God. Yeah. Or I can use it with Dolby Atmos. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the right. That means I have then 6 for the Atmos. And this is switching automatically.
Yeah, this is switching automatically.
Oh, this is okay. Yeah. It's very interesting. So that means it is interesting for all the people which have the space on the ceiling. Maybe in a special cinema. I think living room is maybe a little bit complicated. No? Can have a lot of discussion at home. But it is possible, and it's switching automatically then between these different sources, 3D sources. Okay, super.
Yeah. this is of course what is possible. So of course you can have 7 height speakers.
Yes.
Then of course you will have the option which should be which is the 7th one.
Yes.
If it is the top surround.
Yes.
Or if it is the height center.
Yes.
For example.
Yes.
So and let's go to 6 channel. So for 6 channel you have even more options in here. So yeah.
This is so for Dolby ATMOS or DTS-X, it's not for Auro3D. So please, again, that there's no misunderstanding. The Auro3D logo is in the moment missed on the software we have here. So that would be then the Dolby ATMOS or DTS-X layout, it is possible. And if I change it then back to the other layout, maybe you can show me the layout where I have only the voice of God inside and the center height. You can change it, please. Is it possible? That looks not so bad, no? That could be a typical Auro setup then there.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of different configuration possibilities we can use here. Something more?
Yeah, of course. So as you said, this is the typical Dolby ATMOS setup. So with only ceiling speakers.
Yeah.
So meaning you have 3 pairs of ceiling speakers:
Yes.
the front, the middle, and the rear ceiling speakers.
Yeah.
So and if you go down, of course, with the number of speakers to 5 or to 4, this is what we have already now. So meaning in our AVR, for example, AVR-X 6400 or 4400, where you had where you have the front height option and the rear height option, for example. Meaning this would be a setup which will work for Auro and ATMOS as well.
Yeah, but small detail, we can't use then the number 6 and number 7 with the Auromatic. So this is the first projector, the first AV receiver which is supporting the 7 channels on the
ground floor.
With Auro. With Auro, Auromatic and so on.
Yeah.
Super. Okay,
So,
what is about the preamplifier feature?
Yeah, so we have the preamplifier feature, meaning you can do the same but only use the preamplifiers. So the main amplifiers, the main power amplifiers will be switched off in this situation. Yes. And very important thing is, for example, the custom assignment.
Yes.
And for the custom assignment, you can also have now the surround back channels here, and you can also set it to maybe 8 channels.
Yes.
So, but what you can do too is in the settings menu. So you can define which signal is output by which terminal.
Terminal, okay.
Yeah, right. So for example, the front signal will be output by the front terminal in here, but the surround terminal will also output the front signal, the surround back also the front, for example, and also the front. But you can go into this here, and you can select, of course, if it should be the center, the surround back signal, the front height signal, the rear height signal, and the top middle signal, or whatever. So meaning you have 6 pairs of terminals which can output every signal.
So it looks like a long night if I like to use every of these configuration possibilities.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Fantastic. Sounds well. Thank you very much. The next will come in the next few weeks when the product is then ready for shipping, and when we get the next software version, which is then the Auro version, which will be available in around about May 2018. Sure. Yeah, very impressive product. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Wilfried, you are now back in your Galaxy hole. In the meantime, it has changed a little bit here, all the microphones. It seems to be that there is coming in the next hours, the next days, hard work for Auro.
There was a part of the big orchestra, but now they're going just to do a part with just 5 instruments, a quintet, And of course in Auro3D, now we see here as well the microphone system in Auro3D, the left, center, right, left, height, right, and a 4 at the back. So this is a discrete Auro 9.1, which we use as well, especially for music. That's the strongest format, the most efficient format for music. So what they are going to record in now.
Sounds good. So, and you are really impressed. I think you are normally on the ends or on the side from the manufacturer. You are thinking about to make the best, what is called experience for me at home. And now you see from where it's all coming. So it's interesting, huh?
Yeah, it's really amazing to be here, because I was here for the first time, and really interesting to sit on the other side and to see all the microphones, and then of course I'm very happy to see the end result of this thing here in my home with Auro3D on the AVC-X8500H.
Yes, nice last sentences, I would say. No? So I think it was a long day. I hope it was interesting for everybody, so you can learn a lot about the new technologies and especially about the new Denon machine. And the next is, please go to your dealer, local dealer, and take a look and feel and hear what it means to hear the immersive 3D Auro sound. And I would say thank you very much that you have a look on our YouTube channel, and would say next time, yeah, maybe again in English. Let's have a look. Okay, it was a pleasure auf jeden Fall. Thank you very much. Vielen Dank und auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.